What's up, everyone? What's happening? Okay, so recently a transgendered individual by the name of Gregory went from a male to a female, has entered a competition, a powerlifting competition in the female division, and won. Completely shattered the records, won multiple world records. She shattered. Now, this division, I believe it's the Masters division, so it's like 35 and up or something like that. Now, I was reading a few articles about it, and I checked out what a few other people on YouTube have to say about it, other commentators said about this issue. Quite a few people were calling it a weightlifting contest, and I think when they say weightlifting, they kind of give a different perspective. It was a powerlifting contest. Now, when you say it like that, it kind of changes the dynamic of the sport when you hear that it's powerlifting, because some of the events in this powerlifting is who can lift the most weight, who is strong enough to lift the heaviest weight, and who else could who could do the most reps. Now, this individual, they won like deadlifting and bench pressing and squats and stuff like that. Ignore the sirens. This is Brooklyn, as always, and it always happens when I'm making a video for some reason. There's always sirens. Anyway, so this individual enters the competition, clearly demolishes the females in the division. Now, here's the problem I have with all of this. You can say that this is a woman because he identifies as a woman, and that's all fine and dandy and all. If that's how they want to live their life, they should have every right to. But if you allow them to enter divisions to compete against women where they have a biological advantage over these women, what you're doing is you're sucking the life out of these poor girls who are competitors and they want to win. They want to win the sport that they love and that they compete in, and you're actually doing more harm than good. Now, what happens is, my prediction in the next decade or so, you're going to have a very low participation rate, in these women's sports, because they're not going to be able to win. You're going to have the transgendered individual on top, making all the top tournaments, winning. They will go unopposed. They will win, Iceni Nationals and U.S. Opens and Pan Am Games and, Olympic trials. They'll go to World Championships. They'll make it to the Olympics, and they'll completely dominate these sports. So then, you'll have another transgendered individual say, hey, I think I could do it too. And you're going to have more and more of them coming out of the woodworks and competing in these sports and winning. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up with two male divisions. One is going to be the biological men division, and the other is going to be the transgender division. It is not fair. You're doing a disservice to these women. So if you are a feminist out there and you see something like this happening, you need to figure out, where does your alliance lie? Does it lie with biological women or not? Because you're actually doing more harm to these women than good. You're not helping them achieve freedom. You're not helping them. You're not empowering them by knocking them down and allowing men to say that they're women and compete against them in these divisions. It's not right. It is morally not right. They are at a disadvantage. But you don't care because, hey, narrative. You know what I mean? You support the LGBT community so wholeheartedly that you're willing to put them above your feminist ideology. You're allowing them to take precedent over women in these divisions, and it's just not right. It would be funny. I was thinking about this earlier. I should start or try to start like a conspiracy theory, right? And say that the transgendered individuals going into these sports are really like implants, like cisgender, straight, white, male, patriotic, Christian, conservatives, Trump supporters, Nazis, white supremacists, white nationalists, put these transgendered in these divisions to beat women and to knock them down. And once we can really establish our dominancy over women once again, we'll just put the call out. We'll just like hit the buzzer or something, and all the transgendered people across the country, across the world, they'll like pull their wigs off and take the dress off, and they'll be like, well, I'm a man again, and we got you. We got you where we want you. We destroyed the women. That would be hilarious if it actually if that became a conspiracy theory, and I could say that I started it all here on YouTube. Funny part is I'm completely against conspiracy theories, by the way. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not into that. I think they're kind of stupid. So if that ever did become a thing, at least on multiple videos of mine, I've said I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I don't get I won't be abused by starting a conspiracy theory, but it would be pretty damn funny, I think. I mean, it's a silly imagination of mine, but in all reality, transgendered individuals, you should have every freedom to live your life the way you want to live it. I would not want to restrict you from doing that. I wouldn't want any punishment or any crime or any kind of laws set so you can't be transgendered, because then where's the freedom of that? If that's how you want to live live your life for whatever the reason is, whether it's a mental illness, whether you're doing it because it's fashionable, whether you're doing it to make a political statement, whatever it is, you just feel that you were born in a different body, whatever the case may be, live your life however the way you want to live your life. I'm sure this Mary Gregory person is probably a phenomenal person. If I ever met her or him, I don't, whatever, her, if I ever met her and hung out with her for the day and just spoke to her, I'll probably say, wow, she's such a cool person, no problem. But, once you enter a female division and you put these women at a strong disadvantage, you are prohibiting them from, reaching the goals that they set for themselves. And I don't see the empowerment, women's empowerment in that. I don't see any of that. I just see, the same argument that the feminists have about male dominance over women. That's what's happening in these sports when you allow a transgendered individual to compete against biological women. It is male dominance once again, and you're going to have two divisions, a men division and a transgender division. That's what's going to happen. So, let the feminists decide, where their allegiance lie, with biological women or with men who think they're women. And when you really think about it, it's like you're fighting for women's rights, and then here you have a man who decides to be a woman, and then they want to fight for women's rights as well. Then they want to fight for trans women's rights. And it's like you're kind of stealing away from the whole movement of women who are looking for empowerment and looking for freedom and looking for power, basically. I mean, I'm not much of a feminist, but I do agree with the feminists when it comes to, just equal rights and let women have the rights to do what they do and, have protection. They should have protection under the law, and they should have protection, physical protection. We should stand up and we should defend them. We should allow them to have a sport that they can compete in where people, we don't get involved and dominate their sport and, steal something from them. It's not exactly right. I mean, a lot of the feminist nonsense is exactly what it is. The whole feminist bullshit, this intersectionality nonsense that they have going on. I don't support any of that, but I do support equal rights. I mean, I want women to have the same right to be as miserable as men. I want them to, if there ever was a draft, if we ever had to draft anyone for a war or something, I want women to have to go to war too. I don't want to go by myself. You want equality. Here's your equality. Pick up the gun and go to war. Maybe some of these women should have to pay alimony and child support and stuff, just like men have to. I want equal rights for everyone, for male and female. I want exactly the same. So, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? That's how they say it, right? So anyway, just let me know how you feel about this. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you can, get that conspiracy theory going. I think that'll be hilarious. Later.